So it was a day 6 years ago that we thought would never come, but in a good way. Hello everyone, welcome to the final round of the 2018A NASA RallyCross Challenge season here at the Bent Twig Raceway here in Vancouver, Canada. And for the last couple of seasons, we've had a send-off at our final race of the championship, but this is one of the biggest send-offs in the series history, and that is because this is our final race on the Generation 3 NASCAR 2003 regulations. As it's Josh Mertz bringing you the call, as always, for the Automotive Sports Network. This man, Philip Kraus, has essentially, hasn't yet, but essentially clinched the championship by essentially transferring through the heat race, and we'll get to the format in a second, due to his teammates' terrible run of misfortune last week in Seattle, Washington. We thought that everything was going to come down to this final race like last season. Didn't happen. So you'll hear on the scanner, as Josh Mertz usually does as race control, announcing the champion being awarded. So we should hear that through the heat race. As sending off the NR 2003 regulations, we have a special format for today's event. NASA RallyCross has dubbed the Triple Crown, if you're familiar with Monster Energy Supercross, and what that means is, for us, is 2 heat races like we used to for 4 laps apiece, Joker once. The top 2 transfer automatically through the final. The winner gets 2 bonus points, second place gets 1 bonus point. The other 4 cars will go to a 4-lap last chance qualifier, as the top 2 transfer out of that. That will give us 6 cars, and this is where it changes. Supercross does 3 finals, so we are going to do 3 finals. Now what this means is final number 1 will be 6 laps Joker twice, and it's Olympic style scoring. Sorry there. And the winner gets 1 point, 6th place gets 6 points. After 6 laps, they go down pit lane, repair the damage, grid up again in that order, grid choice in that order, of course, and then they will run an 8-lap final with the Joker twice. When that's finished, they do it again for a final 10-lap race, and the lowest score wins. So if you win all 3 races, you get 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, you have 3 points, you're going to win overall. So it should be extremely exciting here in Vancouver. And especially, the Drivers' Championship is sealed, but this championship is not. The Privateer Cup between Indiana natives Noah Carmichael and Victor Valley. So that's going to be something that we're going to pay attention to all evening as well, as the first heat race is about to begin.
When I went to Meyer to go find Brody and Kevin, I couldn't find them, so I wanted to pick up the phone and say, would Jake and Elwood Blues report to the toy section? Because that's where I said they were.
Oh shit, I got a pimple on the side of my head, don't I? Fuck.
Pimple head.
Why
aside from that, I need the 51 to... I know you've been gone for a while, but if you can admin this race, that'd be cool.
How many laps?
We're gonna do 4 Joker once.
Okay. Weird, because I don't have the 1 or the 23.
I can call laps if you want.
Everyone but the 13 pull up.
Yay.
76
23.
is good. 23 hollow pull up.
Yeah, 23 pull up the country mile.
Just do the nose cone and then line the shadow up.
Just send it.
Alright, we can't talk during grading process, guys. Are we good?
23 pull up more, then we're good.
The tires should be on the yellow mark.
Correct.
Are we good?
23 pull up.
Correct!
Yeah, 23, keep going, bud.
Christopher Wetz.
The track wets? What?
It's fine. Okay, we're good.
There we go.
There.
Perfect.
First heat race.
Type in chat. Dylan, get the lights.
First heat race in Vancouver. Josh Mertz, Chris Wetz, Noah Carmichael, Casey Lester beginning the farewell race. Green flag off the line. Wetz gets a great jump over the longtime competitor against him in the Drivers' Championship, but Mertz will lead out of the first corner Wetz second. Third is Carmichael v. Lester, the two privateers. Lester is a long shot to win that privateer championship, and we'll keep an eye all race long. Mertz has been the fastest car here. I think he's fueled once again by the championship defeat.
Driver's good.
And he leads at the end of the first lap.
1-1.
Wetz second. These guys are going to be battling hard. The way the points work is we have the 4 constructor cars and the 4 privateers. Valley has to finish 4th, and Lester has to win in order to win that championship. It's going to be really hard to do for him, but certainly the New York native is capable of it as Mertz leads. Cross flags. And Wetz, the man in third, always the bridesmaid, never the bride in NASA Rallycross. And we certainly hope
Joker.
that the 23 can pull it off next season on iRacing.
Under 3, 1 car, white flag.
As we look at points here, Dylan Livingood once again is not racing, but you'll notice Zach Johnson,
Fix lap.
race control.
No.
He missed the Joker.
It is the white flag. 4 laps. As Mertz wins the first heat race.
Checkered.
Wet
flag,
seconds
one car.
as they transfer. Lester and Carmichael to the LCQ.
1 and 23 advance.
Wasn't that the
76
start of lap 4?
13.
No, the heats were 4 laps, like I told you guys earlier.
No, like wasn't that the start of lap 4?
No, that was the end.
A little bit
Because I
of
wasn't paying attention.
confusion on the race format.
To confirm.
For some reason, I thought you said 6.
Let me
check something before you advance it, though.
Did Wetz take the
I know it is
advance?
because
Yeah, that's what I'm
Noah
looking
crossed
at.
the line and it's at lap 5.
I didn't see him take it when I was watching the last 2 laps.
I'm checking.
Nope, he didn't Joker.
That sends the 23 to the LCQ.
Well, and I think the thing is, though, I think that was a
1 and 13 advance.
Wait, what? I'm in?
Hold on. The reason why he didn't take it though was because you guys said it wasn't the last lap, so he pulled back out. He was about to Joker, and then Josh corrected it as he was already past that point.
I kind of see that where he slowed down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did slow down.
I think that was more of a
I
scoring
established that the
error.
race was 4 laps.
I remember
That was my fault, sorry. Oh, that's why I got fucked up. It it doesn't count like the first lap on the thingamabobber. That's fine. Okay, heat 2.
Hold on, give me a sec. The 97 is not allowed to make calls tonight.
Okay, sorry.
97.
Oh. You're fine.
I have the results in the replay. Heat number 2, again 4 laps. It's going to be the Philip Kraus. You are the 2018A NASA Rallycross Drivers Champion. Thank you. When I'm off track, I got it.
Sorry.
51, pull up a smidge. Keep going. Good. I was going to say it's a micro penis away from lining up, but that'd be gay.
Oh my god.
No, you gotta say it's a ball here.
42, back up. 42, pull up now. 42, just
42,
a micro
think
penis.
about a testicle here.
Alrighty.
Micro penis, back up. That's the wrong way. Okay.
Good luck, guys.
4
Heat
laps,
2
Joker ones, top 2 advance.
in
Good luck,
Vancouver. Kraus Valley, the other Kraus, and Zach Johnson filling in for Dylan Livingood. So the 3 original drivers, green flag, will participate in this final race as Zach Johnson filling in for Dylan Livingood. Down to turn 1, Valley second. Philip Kraus, who remember, if he clinches a spot in the final through this heat race, will win the championship. And Jacob Kraus, out of the Privateer Championship fight, it is mathematically impossible for him to win that championship. At the end of the first lap through the heat, Philip Kraus leads.
End of 1, 2 leads.
I think it's going to be a battle between Valley and Jacob Kraus for the transfer spot, as we know Zach Johnson struggling, especially. Kraus off the road and into the wall. As Johnson struggling in the 51, just trying to make sure that the 51 was represented in today's race. I think that might have sealed the whole battle for the transfer spot. Kraus leads, cross flags.
End of 2 leads.
Kraus in third, and Zach Johnson in the 51 in fourth. We did miss Chris Wetz taking the Joker. I do believe he did not take the Joker.
Cross flags.
There was talk a couple moments ago that he would be in the LCQ, but there was also talk because Dylan Livigan tried to make a race control call in his altered state.
End of 3, 2 leads, white flag.
So we'll see in a couple moments' time in the LCQ what that call was. As Philip Kraus got defeated last season in a hell of a battle between the Mertz Racing Technologies teammates, but he's got the upper hand this season, and the young Canadian will come through the final corner to win the heat race and the championship.
2018A NASA RallyCross Drivers Champion. Good run.
Nicely done.
And Valley transfers.
Valley second in transfers. 42 and the 51 will go to the LCQ.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, if you finish 6th, I still can't beat you, so good run.
That was a bump, and congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I blew third.
Oof. You were giving me good pressure there, by the way, Jake.
No, you were doing fine, Jake. Don't get yourself worked up.
You did really good pressure on there.
Jake, the pitfall you always believe. 23, pull up a little bit.
Are you taking the last spot?
23, you're lined up.
42.
42.
You want to take the front row?
Oh, I was waiting for you guys to get here. Sorry.
I got it.
You lined up second, Jake.
76 back up. Just a smidge.
Back up, Jake. Back up.
Guys.
Not that far.
Way too far.
Guys. I got it.
Okay.
42 pull up. 51 pull up, just a smidge.
And you're good.
42 pull up. 51 you're good. 42 you're good. 3 laps. Joker once. Top 2 advance. Good luck.
LCQ time in Vancouver. The top 2 will transfer out of this 3-lap race to make it through to the final show.
Dylan.
The lights have on.
Oh, my.
I got it.
Okay.
A little bit of an issue with the lights as we rev them up for this LCQ. Launch control on Jacob Kraus's car having an issue. Green flag off the line. It's going to be interesting to see if Johnson can take the fight to Carmichael and get that 51 through to the final in the last race. Wet's off the road in the 23. So remember that call earlier. He was put to the LCQ. Kraus nearly makes contact with Carmichael, as remember Carmichael in the thick of a battle with his friend and rival Victor Valley for the Privateer Cup.
End of 1. 23 leads. Joker's allowed.
Wetz holds the lead, 2 to go in the LCQ. Will Carmichael be able to win this championship is going to be the real thing. And remember, that gap is huge, not points-wise, but just the way the battle has been is ridiculous in the Privateer Cup this season. White flag for Wetz in the LCQ.
White flag, 23.
As Lester already through to the final, it looks like we're going to have 3 privateers and 3 manufacturer cars in this race. Over the jump for the final time. Jacob Kraus jokers, but I don't think it's going to happen. Chris Wetz will come off the final corner and win the LCQ in Vancouver.
Through to the final of the 23 and the 76. Best of best will be the 42. And in the final NR 2003 race,
You're alright.
51 comes home and 8th.
Until I might have scratched the car.
So we got a championship battle on our hands here for the Privateers.
Zach, you
don't
break
think
it,
so.
you buy it.
Wait. Oh, never mind. I'm wrong.
Jake, you did a great
We're
job.
not using these cars anymore.
Now you're gonna have to buy next season's car.
Okay, I have the results in the replay. Zach, can you admin us, please?
Sure.
Reset the session. Just practice, not reset the server if you're good, Dylan.
Can you wait a few minutes so I can calm the fuck down right now? Because I might be pounding.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the order written on my iPad anyways.
I'm gonna miss probably 1 or 2 races.
If I can get the money for it, I might, or I'll just go steal a
shit, I don't know if
simulator
I'm
from the
making
Speedway.
it, even if I... Okay, so 2's good, 13's good, 24 pull-up, a tiny bit.
Money for it, I might, or I'll just go steal a
shit, I don't know if
simulator
I'm
from the
making
Speedway.
it, even if I... Okay, so 2's good, 13's good, 24 pull-up, a tiny bit. Okay, good. 1 pull-up. More. A lot more. More. There.
We're even on NR.
23 pull-up.
Alright.
Okay.
We're even. Gibberish, please, from the 51 or the 97, whatever his number is.
The final race on the
6 laps, Joker twice. Good luck, gentlemen. Remember,
NASCAR 2003 regulations. Mertz, Kraus, Lester, Valley, Wetz, and Carmichael. For the first final of this Triple Crown format, this one's a 6-lap race. Green flag, off the line, the MRT teammates get a great jump. Lester missed the start. Valley battling with Wetz into turn number 1. Will Kraus get the upper hand over his teammate? No, he runs it wide. Mertz hit the bank, contact between the teammates. Lester hit Wetz as well. Wetz hit Valley, and off of turn number 2, to go over the jump. Mertz, Kraus, Valley, Lester, Wetz, Carmichael. Remember, Carmichael battling Valley for the Privateer Cup, and Valley's currently 3rd. And the MRT teammates. There are no championships on the line except for the Privateer Cup. These guys don't care about that.
Joker.
So now we're going to see what happens when there's no stress on those guys' shoulders. Half the field Jokers, half the field does not. Looks like strategy. Strategy between the MRT teammates.
How many Jokers do we get? 10-4.
And Mertz pulling away in the 2. Or in the 1, sorry. We're already calling him the 2. Over the jump. He is done with his strategy now, and he's out and away from the rest of the field. Kraus 2nd, Valley 3rd. This is huge for the Privateer Cup. Lester runs it wide, Wetz passes him. Carmichael struggling in the 76. So I don't know what's going to happen with this Privateer Championship. From the commentary box, Valley Jokers almost passes Kraus.
End of 4, 1 leads cross line.
And he does. To the inside of Kraus goes Valley.
Two to go.
Wetz in 4th. 5th Lester, 6th Carmichael. This wouldn't hinder Kraus's podium streak because it doesn't count for the overall if he doesn't make it on the podium. But it's certainly going to be interesting. Kraus Jokers take the spot back from Valley. White flag for Mertz in the first final, sorry. Wetz in 4th. Lester battling Carmichael. I don't think Wetz has jokered yet. Kraus jokers again. Wetz has to joker. Mertz is out and away. Let's see the joker rotation. Let's see what Wetz is going to do. Mertz wins the first heat race, followed by Kraus. Wetz to the inside of Valley, and Valley's going to bring it home 3rd. 4th Wetz. 5th Lester. 6th Carmichael.
Alright, everyone needs to line up on the back stretch. Can you write that in TeamSpeak, or write that in game chat, Zach, the order?
Right. Quick note, warning on 2023 for track limits.
2? Who?
23.
23, 10-4.
Alright.
I thought it was 24, you said.
Everyone was going to stay in this order, so Zach, you know how we're lined up. We're going to go down pit lane, 4 tires, fuel, and damage.
Before the boxes don't work for some reason.
Oh, they do.
So now everyone gets a little bit of an intermission to repair the cars, get tires, fuel if they really want to. And believe it or not, the fuel is actually a lot more important in these cars than you think.
Yeah, hold on, because I have to write the order down on my spreadsheet.
And it's a lot more important because of the weight distribution.
23, 13, 76.
they said.
It was 1, 2, 24, 23, right?
Yes.
Yes.
13.
Yes.
What else?
Then 51.
And then 70,
No, 36.
76.
Oh, wait, are we going out of our box?
Okay. I will lead us off in the order that we finished the final.
So again, 1, 2, 24, 23, 13, 76.
So now, getting ready for the second
So
heat race.
currently, overall podium is how we finished, but of course we have 2 more races. This next one is 8 laps, Joker twice, like a normal race.
What's the deal with overheating?
As soon as someone blows up, I will figure that out.
Then 8 laps, correct?
Yes. And you can grid differently.
Good thing the championship
Bill.
decided already.
How hot is it? I don't know. I'm just,
In 97.
I just saw the red light come up.
Cloudy 94.
I meant the water temp. Oh, cloudy 94. I don't know what water temp is.
Everybody
I
but the
can't
24
see the
pull up.
number, it's too small.
Number from me, it's over halfway for sure.
Yeah, I just had the
everybody-
red light come on halfway through the race.
Everybody but who?
Except
Hey,
One pull up, like a lot. Good. 23 pull up. A little more.
We're all lined up
Good.
in the front row.
8 laps, Joker twice.
Good luck, gents.
Getting ready for the second final here in Vancouver. Green flag. Off the line, Wetz gets a good jump over the MRT teammates this time. I think he might beat them into turn 1. No, he didn't have the grip on the outside. Mertz leads. Valley battling with Kraus now for second.
Barely, but a clean start.
And Kraus still side by side with the American from Indianapolis and put Valley back to 4th. Battling Wetz side by side. And they make contact.
End of 1.
Valley 3rd, Wetz 4th, Carmichael 5th.
I'm already overheating again.
Seeing his championship hopes disappear
Nice.
Joker.
as the one Jokers,
Joker.
Valley Jokers as well, so does Leicester. That's half the field done with their strategy the first half as Valley lands on Kraus.
Oh, sorry, Noah.
That's 2 cars.
End of 2-1.
And Valley
Careful on the merge.
lands on Kraus, and Kraus is fuming in car number 2.
There, you're supposed to
Because
go
I
out
have
longer.
2
Easy, guys.
Should have said that. It would have been easier. But no, you just decided, oh, we're fucking...
End of 3-1.
Guys.
And it's going to be interesting if Kraus can keep up pace with his teammate, and now he's back in the back of the field.
No, you don't.
Dude.
They finished last in the first race. Calm the fuck down.
Jokering.
And we know what happens when Victor Valley gets upset.
End of 4-1, cross legs.
Halfway
So
home
did
for
Valley
Mertz.
Boxes, right?
Yes, penalty box to whoever, make the call.
And it's going to be...
I already stopped on track for like 5 fucking seconds, so if you call that, fucking count.
And Kraus ahead of Carmichael. Carmichael is ahead of Valley now. And I think Valley's going to be sent to the penalty box, but he's not happy.
Calm down. I'm reviewing it.
Mertz pulling away. Wet second. Leicester is in 3rd now. On the
Oh,
road.
there, yes, penalty box 24.
4th, Kraus.
I
5th,
fucking
Carmichael.
parked it for 5 fucking seconds there.
Doesn't
No.
matter, penalty box.
I don't see that.
Angel, you want, little
End
boy?
of 6, 1 lead.
6th is the
Guys.
24. I think the leaders are settled. We have to focus on this battle because these two privateers are fighting for this championship, and Valley makes contact with Carmichael.
I'm fucking there, dude.
And off the road goes the 76.
I was to the right of you and you decided to come in. So,
End of
sorry.
7-1, leads, white flag.
And the 24 puts the 76 off the road. And the stewards are not going to like that from car number 24.
answer your question about water, it's almost at 240.
Back up front.
Blow up.
Dude.
Checkered flag, one win.
Mertz wins.
2. Warning multiple times to the
23
24.
finishes
I will
second.
review everything that's needed in a second.
Lester third.
23
There's a
finishes
reason why you were
second.
down.
It just blew up. It just fucking blew up. Mertz,
Bye,
fix
have a nice
this.
time.
Well, you're gonna not finish higher than me anyways because you didn't serve that penalty box in the first
I
place.
did.
He did.
He did?
He did take the penalty box.
Did he go to the penalty box?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. I can confirm. He did.
Okay, let me.
Trying to get the results.
If he gets a fresh car,
I'm gonna have to park in my pit stall and review everything before I can determine that.
313 to 76.24.
So let's
Did I
go
even
back
damage your car at all, Noah, when I got into you out of the...
and take a look.
Didn't seem like it. Nothing really changed on my car, so I
Alright.
think you're good. You're fine. I know
What
you
is the
kinda
lap in
lost
question that I'm looking at?
which incident? Which incident?
The one that started all this. Was it when
I
you
think lap
jokered?
2.
It was
I didn't joker, he joker.
24 Joker.
Unsafe merge.
I was gonna say, you parked it on the Apex. I had nowhere to go.
Which
You
apex are
always
you
pay
referencing?
attention
The
to
right-hand
traffic.
Apex.
Yeah, that's where you land.
It's still your job
in-game
to
lap
merge
I was just
it.
saying, what am I supposed to do? Just like
26.45.
stop? I can't.
You're
just
supposed to
stop.
slow down and merge safely.
Even though you did that in the previous heat to me, where I had to slam on the brakes and get on binders to not hit you. So
It's been in the rule book that it is the merging car's responsibility to avoid contact.
Well,
That
fine, I
penalty
took
on
the-
the 24 is valid.
and I took the Joker or the penalty box anyways for that.
Do you see what he's talking about, Josh? Like after the wreck?
After?
Yeah, it's
Well,
like
like-
lap 6, 7.
Well, no. I was talking about like right after it happened, he like stopped for a second. I thought that was just because he was regrouping. Which
No,
why
I
I didn't
sat there.
count.
I was waiting for everybody.
Was
to
there an
go by,
actual
and
visit to the penalty box?
No.
Yes.
Well, he went to
He
the penalty
visited
box
the penalty
after,
box later on, I think.
but he did go to the penalty box afterwards. That's why I called it.
And here's that contact on Carmichael and Valley.
Okay, hold on.
Off
I'm
of the
looking
final
at
corner.
the 76V24 at the moment.
And it looks like the 24 just dive bombs the 76, his championship rival, and shoves him right off the road.
That's a warning for aggressive driving on the 24 to not put your car in that spot.
10-4. I mean, I kind of was already there, and then he just kind of pinched me down. I hit the curb, and that was kind of my. It was not really my bad, I guess. I mean, I already had my nose in there. I wasn't gonna back out of it.
Let me put the points in for the second heat, and then I'll decide on because we're
I also
overheating. So
blew
give me a
up.
second.
I mean, I'm sitting here with the blown engine,
I understand that. Give me a second.
so I couldn't even finish it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything.
That's a you problem.
You're the one who was starting
Guys,
Stop.
I was just saying it was a problem.
User in your channel was banned from the server.
Thank you.
I am done with him. So, congratulations, Noah Carmichael, on the Privateer Championship.
Congrats.
I don't have boss or anything, so I
Wait.
can't kick him from an R.
Oh, does he
Don't worry
have it?
about it.
What?
Don't worry about that.
Just, okay, yeah, now you gotta kick him. There you go.
Oh my god.
Oh, he
That's
just
not how.
ended my
That's
podium
not how.
streak.
That's not how I wanted to win that championship. But okay.
You should have expected it with Victor.
I knew.
Well,
I
I mean,
knew
you,
when that wreck happened. The only thing that was gonna get him banned was himself because he can't
Yeah.
shut his damn
It's always
mouth in
him.
that situation.
I know, you didn't need to egg him on like that, though. Sorry.
I'm gonna egg him on when he fucks me over.
I get it.
Because if the championship was open, that would have handed Mertz the championship.
Well,
Let's go.
it wasn't.
I'm gonna keep my eye on this.
Now he's trying to call me.
Oh no.
Lovely.
So let me
But
get my
I-
Apple Watch, and then we can go from there.
What I was telling Phil the entire time that situation was happening was that Phil has to be the more mature person in the situation because Victor's acting like an immature child.
Well, in the end, I got what I wanted out of it.
I'm trying to eat.
What are you eating?
Taking him on isn't exactly
Spaghetti and
being more mature party.
downstairs.
I'm sorry.
You guys are taking.
You got what you deserved. That's all I care about.
Hey Dylan, fuck you.
Okay.
Did somebody touch your spaghetti?
I get it. Can we just breathe for a minute?
All right, guys. What was the order for the second? Because we're just gonna run this until someone blows up.
123, 13, 2, and 76, 24. I've got 2 gears, so that's gonna be fun.
Is that a DQ for the event? For
the 24 is disqualified, and I think that is a final. Like Jake, you're sitting next to me. You get it. A Sully final permanent ban.
Hi, Jake.
Hi, Philip. That's my employee.
So
I got an interesting message. That's
we're
my
gritting, boys.
championship
I don't know where you guys are at. I'm driving along here.
So, dude, don't believe.
The 24 is disqualified from the event.
Oh, sorry.
No points to the 24.
Where's Noah? Oh.
So wait, that means
I didn't finish dead last in my
I'm forfeiting
final
front row.
quote-unquote
Whoever's fifth
NR start.
You
Wes,
can't
you're
win
done
it,
too?
Wes.
You're not getting iRacing?
Wes, you can't win the race anymore.
What?
Mertz already has it locked.
I think he just means the whatever.
If
Maybe I'll
I
take this race.
fucking goof, I can lose
Yeah,
this
go
race.
on the high side. Go on the high side. Go
No,
low.
Phil, he meant the race, not the championship.
No, I'll go. I'm forfeiting
I know.
front. I've got 2
I know.
gears.
One, pull up.
I do not want to be inside.
You're gonna have to kick it from the chat again.
I'll get to it.
Don't worry about
Let's not worry about it right now. We've got the final.
Let's race.
Boys.
76
I know, I'm
back
backing up. I know, I'm backing up because I messed up that box in the first damn place.
How dare you, 76?
Alright, boys.
I'm gonna win this one.
Thank you for twice. If someone blows up, we'll
Getting
figure
ready
out
for
later.
the final NASCAR 2003 race, and it's been a blast over the last 6 years. 10 laps, Joker twice. It's lights out. No way we go. And off the line, Mertz is going to get the good run over Wetz. As Kraus only has 2 gears in the Subaru into turn number 1. Mertz will lead out of the corner. Wetz is second. Kraus, Lester battling with Carmichael. You heard through the intermission that Carmichael has won the Privateer Championship because of Valley's disqualification. Mertz leads at the end of the first lap like he has all night. Second Wetz, third Kraus, fourth Lester, fifth Carmichael.
1-1.
And if we look at the points as they run right now, Lester has to get ahead of Carmichael to win the Privateer Championship, and even then that wouldn't be enough. That would not win him the championship because Valley was disqualified. Carmichael would have had to finish third. So unfortunately, I don't think Lester actually can win this championship. As a messy second final in Vancouver. The 2 is back into second spot, so it's amazing to see that the Subaru mechanics could
Hey guys, it's your boy Rear Gunner here.
can repair that car.
2 gears.
And Kraus, I think, like he just jokingly came
If
over the
someone blows
radio,
up, it's immediate red flag, just so you know.
he's playing rear gunner to his teammate.
Who's that? John's my
Lester exits the Joker behind Wetz, and I think this race might just be settled.
End of 4, 1 lead.
2 Jokers, correct? Sorry.
Yeah, 2 Jokers.
Yes.
Mertz pulling away, that's the gap from his teammate to
If you
Kraus.
can hold fourth, I can just fucking...
And Wetz nearly
not
gets
push
turned
it.
by Lester. As it looks like there might have been a bump or so,
Pass you.
but the 23 certainly had an issue getting into the Joker.
Reviewing what happened.
Cross flags for Mertz.
End of 5,
I think we
1
made
leads.
contact.
I don't know if he's cruising or not. 24.639. His fastest lap was a 23.243.
I don't think that would have said him anything.
24.310 for Kraus. His fastest lap is the fastest of the night, 23.227. Lester holding off Wetz for third. Remember, this
End of
would
6,
not.
1 leads.
This is not the overall
Sorry, you got it.
results.
Yeah, you're good.
because Lester finished fourth the third heat race. And I don't think he'd be able to win this, or finish third, rather, overall.
Somehow I'm overheating in fourth.
I think the MRT teammates are going to bring this home for another 1-2 finish. It would be their 6th of the season.
7-1 leads, white flag.
It's 10.
No.
10. Oh, sorry.
There's 3 laps to go in the season. As they couldn't get it done in Milwaukee, Daytona, Seattle, or Valgenswaard. But every other race, they've been 1-2 this season.
End of 8-1 leads.
And certainly, this squad has been the team to beat
really
on the NR 2003 regulations, and we hope to see on the iRacing regulations in a couple months' time.
He's got both jokers, I think.
Wetz has a couple jokers coming from Kraus. These two have been babying these cars as I think they're worried about overheating. Wetz is a 23.812 for Kraus, a 24.163. But it does not matter. This does not mean the overall win. Kraus jokers in the 2. It holds up Wetz. You noticed Wetz had to get on the binders through the corner. Exiting the jokers, Kraus. This is fascinating for the final win, but this is not for the overall. The MRT teammates, I think, are going to bring this home.
In our race for NASA, whatever, it goes to the 1, the 2, 23, 13.
That's pretty good for second and fourth gear.
Hey, Phil.
And the 6th 1-2 finish
Picture with the 2 of us.
for MRT. As we got so crossed up with Wetz's joker exit as we cross the line.
Don't get Dylan, how you doing, buddy?
Win number 35. Win number 35 for the German and NASA RallyCross as he wins the overall. His teammate 2nd. 3rd is Wetz. 4th Lester. 5th Carmichael. 6th Jacob Kraus. 7th Living Good. And remember Victor Valley disqualified. As race winner, driver's champion, privateer champion, and Casey Lester just wants to join in on the fun. It's been a hell of a ride these last 6 years, and we hope to see you on iRacing. As we're attempting to do some burnouts, everyone a little bit, the higher grip of these tires really having some issues, so we'll just have to do some burnouts on the dirt. The Drivers' Championship, Kraus 194, Mertz 186, Wetz 153, Living Good 114, Carmichael 104, Lester 101, Kraus, Jacob Kraus 90, Victor Valley 85. Actually, sorry, Victor Valley 90 as well, but the disqualification put him to 8th. Lambert 87, Erdman and Berg 75 and 13. As we say goodbye to the NASA RallyCross Challenge on NASCAR Racing 2003 season, the Manufacturers' Championship, 208 for Subaru, 162 for Mitsubishi in their final race. Honda for the foreseeable future, their final race, 150. Ford 93, Volkswagen 20. Subaru MRT 382 to Revolution's 263. And the Privateer Cup, Noah Carmichael 162 over Lester with 160 points. It has been an amazing 6 years for the NASA RallyCross Challenge. And this is genuine in this commentary box. We're getting a little emotional. As 6 years ago, Josh Mertz and Dylan Livingood, we came together to create this championship, and it was supposed to be one race. I've said this before. It was supposed to be one single race at Croft on July 1st, 2012, and it grew into this. And taking off the commentator headset, I want to really say thank you to every single driver, over literally 150 people over these last 6 years that have run a race, a full season, a couple races, won a championship, won a race, everyone involved in this championship, because it certainly has cemented a place in my heart. From all of us here at the Automotive Sports Network, from me personally, from Dylan Livingood, Philip Kraus, Cody Erdman, Brandon Lambert, all the race winners, all the champions, it has been a hell of a season, a hell of a series, a hell of a ride. We're not done. We're just going to iRacing, so it's the next chapter. And we hope to see you soon. For everyone
here at ASN. Congratulations, Philip Kraus, on the championship. And thank you all for joining us. We hope to see you in a couple months' time as we go to iRacing and Daytona. Until then, so long, everyone.